Hey guys, this is Jules for Wild Orchid Crafts. Welcome to this two-part video tutorial of my project. This is video number 2. So let's go ahead and finish up with the tutorial. So I went ahead and grabbed the leaves that I wanted to use for this particular spray. As you can see, there's the white, plain white, and the two-toned, and just went ahead and did a little twisty there to kind of help anchor along the stems. And I'm using some jute twine here, and I'll show you why in just a second. I'm grabbing some wire, some long wire that I'm gonna double up, and it'll be about the same size as the jute twine, which for this one was probably about 7 inches, 8 inches, something like that. So I'm gonna put it together to help with anchoring, and it's gonna be mainly the spine for this particular spray. So as before, I'm just gonna kind of twist them there and add some glue so I can add my tape. Now with the floral tape, again, you want to make sure that you stretch it out and you pull it all the way up to the base of the flower. That way you can hide all the wire and all that stuff. And once you get going, you want to create a little bit of tension there, so you want to twist tightly. And there's the end there, just kind of ripped it off. And start at the base again, and then I'm going to go up this way so I can get to that extension. So I'm going to pull those two down. I'm going to take it around the leaves and then put the leaves back up and then get into the next piece there. And then once I got that little piece anchored and going, then I just twist it all the way up. And you'll see what this extension's for in a little bit. Again, creating some tension, and as you're twisting it, you want to just give it a tight twist as you go. And this can be as long as you want. It doesn't have to be this exact size. Snip off some excess. And using a little bit of glue to glue that down. So now I got several pieces put together. I'm going to grab my tape again, stretch it. And when you stretch it, it turns a little bit white. And that's just activating the adhesive. So after I have all these little pieces put together, then I just start going for adding it and making the spray. It's much easier here when you have two stems that have the tape on it because it has a little stickiness to it. So I have the rosebud, then I have the flat flower. I'm going to add another rosebud, kind of just alternating it. You don't have to do it this way. Of course, you can use other flowers. And once I add that little piece, and I'll just grab the next piece and stick it on there. Just building on from there. You can also just like add a little leaf instead of a flower with a leaf, or you can add some sprays or a stem to do a little twisty if you want, a little curlicue. That's what I call them. Sometimes the stems are a little too long, a little too bulky, so I'll just cut a piece off. And these I have already sprayed down, so it already has a shimmer already on it. So you want to prep all that stuff beforehand. And a little bit of glue at the end to hold the tape down. And I have this little one left. I'm trying to figure out where I want it. Just going to add it to the bottom there. No big deal. And I like the fact that you can use different leaves. I'm using the white and the two-tone and the green. It doesn't really matter. Not to me anyways. So you can be creative and stick anything you want in there. You can add ribbon, a little bit of fiber if you want for texture. I'm going to add some of these little sprays, little pearl sprays. And of course I didn't really think about it until at the end, because I looked at it like it needed a little bit of filler. So I'm going to go ahead and just add those. And the stems to the little pearl sprays I don't really need, so I am going to snip that off there. A little bit more glue to help hold it together. And then I remember that I had some feathers and I grabbed a white one. I forgot I had the white package, but the feather looked so perfect with this. I did add another couple little pearl stems at the very tip top of that spray. So there's 2 little sets of them there. So with this one, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of wire to kind of help as an extension, and that way I don't have to anchor and lose too much feather. I can just anchor the wire. And it seems to hold it fine, so it works for me. And it was long enough to fit from almost the very, very bottom to the top, so I loved how it looked. Really cute. Very shabby chic, very whimsical. Loved it. I'm just going to add my tape down there. Remember to stretch it in a tight twist, tight wrap. A little bit of glue at the end. And then for these extensions, I just grabbed my skewer, my bamboo skewer, and curled them. Made some little curlicues with those. Next time I am going to try it without the twine, because this is the first time I'm making this particular kind of spray, and didn't really need it too much, but I'm going to curl the bottom there too. Done. Next up is my chrysanthemum spray. You can use daisies and sunflowers. This also has some ribbon on it, and I added a charm at the bottom here. And again, this was a last minute addition. So this is just a couple jump rings and Wild Orchid Crafts charms, and I add another jump ring at the bottom, and then one of my charms that has a little envelope and a heart on it. So let me show you how I put this together. So just grab my flowers and sprayed them down with some of the leaves. And they have all that shimmery. I'm using scintillating silver for these, so they're very shimmery, very silvery. And when I spray them down, I heat set it, and I heat set it enough where I was melting the very center of it, so it was turning like white, like little white bubbles. You see that? Just a little bit. I like doing that. It just looked cute. Then I grabbed my little stems and basically did the same thing like I did with the other ones. This one's very repetitive, of course. It's the flower, the leaf, the stamens. So I made quite a few bundles or combinations, little sets. And what I did is I didn't completely make the entire set. I put one together and then wrapped some of it, grabbed another one, started to wrap it, and then joined it together. And I did that one after the other. So it went by really, really fast, really easy to do. That way the spine of it was not too thick. No jute twine in this one. So once I attached it, I set it aside, grabbed another one and attached it, set it aside, grabbed another one, did the same thing. So this one went pretty quickly. That one, I just put it by itself just to be different. These were so much fun to make. I just wanted to grab some other ones. I just didn't have time to make any more. But I will be playing with them some more, making little rose ones and stuff. That's it. And last but not least is my swag. And I created this swag, making them in 2 pieces pretty much. Had like two identical pieces. I had this piece together, or this piece. Then I had this piece, and then I joined it in the center, adding a couple of roses on both on either end of the huge rose. This is one of the open roses. This is the largest open rose that they carry at Wild Orchid Crafts. It's a 45 millimeter, 1 3/4 inch across the top. And some of their seam binding that I crinkled up, I sprayed down with some Royal Crimson Fire by Lindy, so it has a little pink tinge to it, and some vintagey crochet lace that I have over on my blog. And I used this mainly because it had the feel that I was looking for, and it also went with the cream of the little roses on the top there. And I created these itty bitty pearl sprays on the top here. I just wanted to play with pearls on my own, and just added those, and added them to the ends here to of this particular spray. There's a few there. Not exactly, I think, yeah, almost the same, but not quite the same. So a couple pearls and a little crystal. And there's a couple pearls and a little crystal back there. So I just kind of gave it that curvature. So let me show you exactly what I did to create this one. Actually, I used the leftover flowers that I didn't use when I made this one here. I made one extra of the flat single flower, and then I made this. So let me show you how I made it. So I had these two pieces already done, and I was just needing to join them and fill the very middle part. So I grabbed my little pearl and crystal spray, and because it was already on wire, I just wrapped it around the two bottoms of the sprays and anchored it. Then I grabbed one of the big open roses in ivory, and grabbed my Victorian Velvet Distress ink, which is a beautiful, beautiful dusty pink, and inked all the way around, and sprayed it down with some Crimson Fire, Royal Crimson Fire from Lindy's. And it being distress ink, it bleeds when it gets wet, so it bled through to giving it a two-tone kind of a look, and it looked really pretty and very nice and shimmery. It was just gorgeous. So I tied some crocheted lace like ribbon and anchored down the seam binding bow that I made with the stem that was on the rose. I probably should have glued it, but for right now it's okay. So I just did that, and which is pretty easy, pretty simple to do. Came out beautiful. I loved it. Loved it. So here are my floral sprays and my swag that I made, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. So head over to Wild Orchid Crafts, and if you want to use the flowers that I used here, the links to get to these particular flowers are over on my blog down at the bottom where it says product list, and then you can see the other stuff that I also used, the other supplies that I needed to use to make these particular sprays. So head on over to Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube channel to see what our talented design team is creating. Tons of ideas and inspiration over there. And you can also find us on Facebook and keep up on new products, contests, and giveaways. The links are below. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Jules signing out of the Jewel box for Wild Orchid Crafts. Bye, everybody.